Your dog sleeps close to you at night. It follows you wherever you go. When you sit down, it lies at your feet. And when you're feeling down, it quietly walks over, rests its head on your lap, and just stays there without saying anything. Most people think they know what this means. They say, "My dog loves me," or "Maybe it sees me as its parent." That idea actually makes sense. Attachment, following behavior, seeking comfort, these all fit perfectly with the relationship between a young animal and its mother. But it's incomplete, because scientists have found that, in a dog's eyes, your role is far more complex and far deeper than just mother. Your dog does not simply see you as the person who feeds it. It does not simply see you as another animal in the house. And it does not see you as human in the ordinary way we use that word. Later in this video, we'll get into what's actually happening inside a dog's brain. And once you understand it, the way you feel about this will shift in a way you don't expect. But first, we need to start with the most basic question. How does your dog even know it's you? 1. Your dog does not recognize you the way you recognize it. Every morning when you wake up, notice the first thing your dog does. It doesn't look at your face, it smells you. You might think dogs recognize you mainly by sight, but dogs do not see color the way we do, and the fine detail of their vision is usually much weaker than ours, especially compared with their sense of smell. In a dim hallway, they may not be relying on your face first. Dogs live in a world built out of smell. To them, identity is not just a face. It is not just a voice. It is a layered odor signature, your skin, your clothes, your home, your habits, and thousands of tiny chemical details you never notice. To a dog, you are not the smell of your clothes or your shampoo. You are a full, layered scent profile that belongs only to you. Even in a crowd, they can still pick you out. That means your dog does not just know what you look like. It knows the invisible version of you, the version that stays on the couch after you leave, the version that lingers in a room before you come back. And it's not just your scent. They also understand your routine far better than you think. 2. Your dog does not just wait for you, it predicts you. I come home at 6 p.m. every day, and my dog starts getting up from the carpet about 5 minutes before that. It walks to the door and waits. Some people might say, that's just because dogs learn your schedule. And yes, part of it may be routine. But there is another possibility researchers and animal behavior experts have discussed. Dogs may use environmental cues, including how familiar scents fade over time, to form a rough expectation of when something is about to happen. It's not precise timekeeping. It's more like a fuzzy prediction built from experience, but it's accurate enough for the dog to start waiting before you actually arrive. It doesn't know what time it is, but it knows you're coming soon. That is already stranger than most people realize. Your dog is not sitting there with a clock. It is building a prediction out of scent, habit, sound, light, and memory. And the center of that prediction is you. And there's something else you may have noticed. When you're in a room, your dog occasionally looks up at you, just to make sure you're still there. If you stand up and walk to the kitchen, its eyes follow immediately. When you sit back down, it relaxes again. 3. Your dog is not only tracking where you are, it is tracking your attention. Researchers at the University of Portsmouth, including Julianne Kaminski, studied this behavior. They designed experiments where owners either stared at the dog, turned away, or closed their eyes, while observing how the dogs behaved. The results showed that dogs do adjust their behavior depending on whether you are paying attention. When you're watching them, they are more likely to use eye contact or gestures to communicate. When you turn away or close your eyes, their behavior changes noticeably. That matters because dogs are not just responding to your body. They are responding to whether your mind seems available to them. Are they checking your presence? Or are they checking whether their world is still intact? This is where the relationship starts to look less like simple obedience and more like a private communication system. Your dog learns when you are looking. It learns when you are distracted. It learns when you are reachable. And once you notice that, a lot of ordinary moments start to feel less ordinary. There's another thing most dog owners never really notice. You sit on the sofa, scrolling on your phone. Your dog lies at your feet, sleeping. Nothing is happening. You're just sharing space. But during this time, something very real is happening between you. 4. Your dog's body may be responding to yours. Researchers have actually tested this. A team at the University of Jyväskylä in Finland studied 29 dog owner pairs, measuring heart rate variability across different situations: resting together, petting, training, playing. They found that during relaxed rest, the more relaxed the owner became, the more the dog's physiological state aligned with theirs. Their bodies started to sync. Even more interesting, when the researchers statistically compared the data as if the dogs were paired with non-owners, the same relationship did not appear in the same way. Which means this isn't a general response to humans. It's specific to a particular relationship. Maybe that's why, when you're feeling down, your dog quietly comes over and rests its head on your lap. It may not understand your emotions the way another human would, but your internal state can still affect it in a measurable way. Your dog may not know the sentence, "I had a terrible day," but it can live beside your tension. It can notice your quiet. It can feel when the room changes. But why is it that if you replace you with someone else, same care, same feeding, same attention, it still feels different? Many people assume dogs are simply dependent on care. Whoever feeds them, walks them, or gives them comfort should be basically the same. But research suggests otherwise. Dogs can form strong attachment bonds with specific humans, not just with whoever happens to provide food. That difference is important because feeding is an action, walking is an action, petting is an action. But what your dog is attached to is not only what you do. What they depend on is not the act of care itself, it's you. That's why no one can really replace you, not because you do more, but because your presence has become a specific signal in their mind. A signal that means only one thing: safety. But behavior can only take us so far. We can watch the dog follow you. We can watch it wait at the door. We can watch it rest beside you. But that still leaves the deeper question. What does you look like inside the dog's brain? So far, all of this has been about behavior. But there's a deeper question no one can answer just by watching from the outside. What is happening inside the dog's brain? 5. Your scent lights up your dog's reward system. To find out, neuroscientist Gregory Burns in the United States did something unprecedented. He spent a long time training dogs to willingly, and while fully awake, lie still inside an fMRI scanner. Then he exposed them to different smells, strangers, other dogs, food, and their owner, while observing brain activity in real time. The scans showed something remarkable. Only one scent consistently activated the dog's caudate nucleus. The caudate nucleus is a brain region associated with anticipation of reward. Not recognition, not threat, but expectation of something good. And the scent that lit it up wasn't food, it was you. The dog's brain starts anticipating you before you even arrive. That is the moment the whole story changes. Your dog is not just recognizing your smell. Its brain is treating your smell as a promise of return, a promise of contact, a promise that something good is coming. So we return to the original question. It sleeps next to you, follows you from room to room, comes to you when you're sad. You think it sees you as a mother. But after decades of research, scientists reach a much simpler conclusion. It doesn't see you as a dog, and it doesn't see you as a human in the ordinary sense either. Over the course of domestication, dogs became unusually good at building relationships with humans, not just noticing us, but reading us, predicting us, and attaching to specific individuals. This model integrates your scent, your behavior, your emotional patterns, and the regularity of your presence. In simpler terms, your dog's brain does not store you as one single thing, not just a face, not just a voice, not just the person who fills the food bowl. It stores you as a pattern. So the question was never what it thinks you are. It's what you have become inside its mind. The smell that means home, the sound that means return, the presence that means safety. The one signal its brain has learned to wait for. Your dog does not look at you and see a human. It sees you. And to your dog, that may be the most important category in the world.